I'm very anxious to meet the Clampetts. John has told me of their transformation from backwoods hillbillies to Beverly Hills multimillionaires.
I'm only sorry you couldn't have seen them the way they looked 3 years ago back in those hills. I'll never forget Mr. Clampett when he opened the door of that cabin. He looked like he hadn't shaved for 3 days. He had on an old beat-up hat, faded blue jeans, a torn coat. He was carrying a jug of Mountain Dew.
Hey, howdy, folks. Hi, Mr. Drydale.
Mr. Clampett, you remember Mr. Brewster here?
Well, doggies, I sure do. How are you, Mr. Brewster?
He's fine. He wants to get your signature on some leases.
Well, come in, come in.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett.
I'll get things ready.
Mr. Clampett, may I present my fiancée, Miss Edith Williams?
Yeah, howdy, ma'am.
How do you do, Mr. Clampett?
Yes, we're getting married this afternoon.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Edith is giving up a very successful career to become my wife. She's a famous New York decorator.
Well, I ain't never seen New York, but if you decorate it, I'll bet you it's mighty pretty.
Well, she decorates homes.
Yes, and yours is certainly magnificent. May we see more of it?
Oh, you bet you can. The rest of the family's out back. You'll see most of it on the way.
Good. Well, I wish you'd look at this. Darling, this is exactly like their little cabin back in the hills.
Oh, what a charming idea.
Come on in, meet the rest of the family. We'll set a spell and visit.
Well, what happened to Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, who knows? He's been hounding me all day to get those leases signed. Now that there's a perfect opportunity, he's asleep at the switch.
Granny? These are perfectly marvelous antiques. Would you consider selling me this spinning wheel and churn?
Well, they's the only ones I got. But you can use them. It's good to see a young bride these days that likes to spin and churn.
Anything else I can do for you, Granny?
Yes, boy, you can take the truck and go get me some nice fat pigs.
Yes, ma'am.
I miss having pigs around the place. Don't you?
I don't really... I never... That isn't...
Well, you like pigs, don't you?
Well, yes. Oh, yes, of course. They're charming.
Well, some is and some ain't.
Come join us, darling. Here. Mr. Clampett's been telling me how he spent his honeymoon in a cabin just like this one.
Really? Oh, how charming and romantic.
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Yes, Edith and I envy you that honeymoon, Mr. Clampett. So simple, so uncomplicated. Now, you take our honeymoon plans. Everything is on a split-second schedule. The plane to Las Vegas, the wedding, the reception, the plane ride back, the hotel reservations tonight.
Oh, dear, that reminds me. Did you arrange for a photographer?
Oh, got it completely. There, you see, already it's too complicated for me to handle.
Seems a shame to clutter up a honeymoon with a lot of worries like that. All we had to worry about was what time the chivalry started.
What?
Chivalry.
It's custom in certain rural areas, darling, where the friends and neighbors of the newlyweds get together and serenade them by shooting off guns, beating on pots and pans, blowing on horns, yelling.
In the middle of the night.
You're joking.
No, then everybody come in, had victual, passed the jug around. It's a heap of fun. Once the first skier wore off.
Yes, it sounds like lots of fun.
Well, that's just another one of the simple pleasures we'll have to miss, Mr. Mayor.
Speaking of missing things, dear, the plane to Las Vegas?
Oh, hey, I forgot that completely. We haven't even got the oil leases signed yet. Come on, Mr. Clampett, let's find Drysdale.
Goodbye, Granny.
Bye, Granny.
Goodbye and happy honeymoon.
Thank you.
Her name is Eleanor. Ain't she pretty?
Lovely.
Here, you can hold her.
Here.
I'll go catch another one for you.
I didn't know this cabin was up again. Oh, I bet I went through that house 40 times looking for you.
Well, you like chickens, do you, Mr. Brewster?
Hmm? Oh, yes, indeed.
Mr. Clampett, we just have time to get your signature on these oil leases before we rush this happy couple to the airport.
Well, I'm going to have to study on these, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, we might miss our plane. Don't forget that split-second schedule I told you about.
Well, you go right ahead, fly up there, get the knot tied. We take care of these when you get back. Come on, get these folks on that airplane. Leave everything else to us.
Milburn, I think we'd better do as Mr. Clampett wishes. Come along, Gary.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Granny.
Bye-bye.